Hello, it's Jeanette with Geomazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and this time I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to actually make a project, but what I'm going to do is show you a few little techniques that I have been playing with, that I've been discovering while using the Pigment Sprinkles by Stampin'Up. They are found on page 179 in the annual catalog under the coloring tools. Here they are right here. And I have seen some demonstrators that have been doing some beautiful backgrounds with the pigment sprinkles. But today I'm going to show you three little techniques on how you could stamp with them. Look at this. This is a 4-color stamp. And I used the stamp from Flourishing Phrases, this big one. And anytime you're doing this technique, you're going to need to use the stamp that has a lot of place for ink. Okay, you see how that's got a lot of black in the picture there? That's the kind of stamps you're going to need to use with these techniques that I'm showing you. Okay, and now look at the leaves. These are also 4 colors. Okay. And with that one, I was using the Colorful Seasons stamp set with also the, there's a coordinating die that goes with this. Okay, and then with this, look at how pretty. These are 2-color flowers, and I'm using the little flower from Tropical Chic with that one. And you notice like all these have a lot of black space here for or dark space to to get your inks really inked up. This is another 4-color. Isn't that pretty? It looks tie-dye, and it's pretty much, that's what it reminds me of, tie-dye. And I'm aging myself. Okay, and so those are the coloring techniques using several colors. But I also wanted to show you how you can use your pigment sprinkles to stamp on dark ink. Yeah, so I'm going to show you these techniques, and we'll get started right away. First, I'm going to show you this one, okay? Because it's kind of like a progression thing that I learned. This is just 2 stamps that have just 2 colors on it. If you notice here, I've got these little green ones here. Those are just 2 colors, and of course the flowers are just 2 colors. And so I'm going to show you that real quick. And we're going to use a block. This is the E block. Depending on how big your stamps are, that's how big of a block you want to start with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a mist bottle, and what I've done with this mist bottle, because on all of these little stamps, I don't know if you can see them or not, but they have a little bit of sparkle in it. Okay. Added bling. Okay, now I have one of these Stampin' Misty bottles. Forgot exactly what they're called, but I'll definitely have them listed. And I'm shaking it up. Now in this bottle, I have some champagne mist. I think that this is called shimmer paint. Okay, I had to look at the box that I've been storing them in. These are shimmer paints, and you could either use the pearl or the champagne. I've got the champagne in here, and I've just put like maybe 4 or 5 drops in here, but I've also put glycerin, vegetable glycerin, and I've filled the vegetable glycerin until it's about maybe 1/3 of the way, and the rest of it is water. Now, the reason I'm using vegetable glycerin is because it gives you a little bit more time to stamp. It doesn't dry real quick. It just kind of gives you more hang time, so you can have more fun. So it's got vegetable glycerin, water, and the mist. Now, if you don't want it sparkly, you don't have to use the shimmer sprays. I mean the shimmer paints rather, in the mist bottle. So I'm shaking it up, and for this I am going to use a paper towel, just so it doesn't ruin everything around me. And I'm shaking this up really, really good because I need to spray this on my block first. I'm just giving it a few little spritz. And the first 2 colors that I'm going to use are the Melon Mambo and also the Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to sprinkle this, and I'm pretty generous when I sprinkle. Okay, get it all over your block like that. Okay, let me put the lid on that, close this up. Now I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle the Daffodil Delight. Now if you look at it, it looks orange, but believe me, it's yellow once you dilute it. So we're going to put a little bit of Daffodil Delight on here. And now I'm going to spritz it again with my mister, with my spray mist. Shake this up again. Okay, we're going to mist this. I'm bringing this paper towel up so it's not all over the place. And so now it's really gotten the colors mixed up really good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a baby wipe. Yep, I'm making a stamp pad out of a baby wipe, and you've seen that done before with some of our ink refills. Now what I'm doing here is I'm stretching the baby wipe. You can't stretch them very much one way, but you can stretch them the other way to make them just a little bit longer. Okay, and then I'm going to fold this in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half again this way. So this is as big as it's going to be, and I'm going to just cover this. And if you don't want to get real inky, go ahead and put some gloves on, because you're going to get inky. Okay, now I'm pressing this in, trying to get, and I'm not going to like smear it. I just want the colors to sit on top of the baby wipe. Now when I flip this over, don't worry that there's still some color on there. You're going to have a lot of color here. And now I'm going to spritz it one more time. Okay, and now I'm going to grab my stamp. This is the stamp from the Tropical Chic, and I'm going to take a little piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm just going to, in one spot, I'm going to pick up color, and I'm going to stamp down. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Okay, and so if I want to do a whole bunch of them, I definitely want to wipe off my stamp before I go into another area of my stamp. Okay, my little stamp pad here, and let's stamp another one of these right over here in this corner. Not as dark as the first one, but it's still very pretty. And I know that you can't see it on the camera very well, but it does sparkle. So let's wipe that off again. And I'm going to go right in the center here, just kind of getting as much ink as I can on this. Isn't that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous? I absolutely love this. So now, this was a very happy accident for me when I discovered this. So I have two colors on here. I am going to put this aside. I'm going to take another baby wipe and wipe it off. Wipe off the color that's on here. If you want to get it really, really, really clean, then I would just go ahead and use some rubbing alcohol, because I do want to get it clean. I'm just going to put a few drops of just regular rubbing alcohol to clean this. This is actually how I clean my blocks. I clean with rubbing alcohol because it gets them so clean. And some people put them in the dishwasher. You know, I think that, you know, I could probably do that too. Put them in the dishwasher. But for me, I can get them pretty clean with just rubbing alcohol. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with two more colors. And the colors that I'm going to use are the Granny Apple Green and the Bermuda Bay. Okay. Now, I'm going to spritz it again. Shake it up really good this in the mist bottle. Spritz it again. Okay. I'm going to sprinkle some of the Granny Apple Green. Very intense color. Sprinkle it all over your block. It's already turning green here. Okay. And now I'm going to sprinkle some of the Bermuda Bay color going to have a real dark spot on that one side, but that's okay. Every time you do this, it's going to be different. All right, let's put this away. And now I'm going to spritz it again. Let me move this out of the way. I'm bringing up my paper towel so that when I spritz it again, look at all these colors mixing together. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now you're going to think I'm crazy. But you see that one pink one that I made? The pink and yellow one? I'm just going to go ahead and go over it like that. And you're thinking, what are you doing? You're going to make a muddy mess. Yep, probably. But I've got all of this beautiful color now in there. The first color was already suspended in there. The second color, the second two colors are pretty much on top. But now when I go to do my leaf, look at all the colors I have in my leaf. Okay, let me do that again over here on this side. Beautiful color leaves. Now I did put too much of the Bermuda Bay in there, so when you play around with this, you can kind of get your color palette the way you want it. But that's how you do 4 colors that don't look like mud. Okay. See, these colors don't look muddy in there. You could see all 4 colors in there. I'm going to use the flourishing, what's that called? It's called Flourishing Phrases. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I got so excited when I discovered that you could do 4 colors and stamp it and make it sparkle. Isn't that fun? Okay, and that's how I did the big leaves in that Tropical Chic 2 with all 4 colors. And now if you put this in a plastic bag and rehydrate it, and when you use it with your Stampin' Mist, I mean, not your, what is this thing called? It's called I'll find out. I'll have it like listed in the products below. Just shake it up and rehydrate it, and you'll get some more stamps on here. But eventually, let me tell you, eventually it does turn lighter and it starts to get a little muddy. But when you first do it, you've got all these beautiful colors that are separated and slightly blended, and it just, look at this color. Oh my goodness. I was just so amazed. And like I said, it was kind of like a happy accident for me. Okay, so we're going to put that away. And now I'm going to show you another technique. Okay, that was the second technique. The other technique I'm going to show you is how can you stamp on dark paper with the pigments. This one is Bermuda Bay over here. And now this one, you can't hardly see it, but I did put Melon Mambo, and I'm going to make it a little bit darker. I'm still playing around, but as you can see, you can pretty much see the colors in there, the colors that I used. Okay, and it's not hard at all. I'm just going to take a little block, okay, because I'm doing this in small batches because you just kind of want to do this in small batches, just trust me. Okay, now, when you buy your Whisper White stamp pad, they always give you a Whisper White pigment ink refill bottle. Now, I'm going to just take this and I am going to put some pigment ink, because that is what you are going to need in order to get the color to show up. So I'm going to put some pigment ink, about that much, on my block. Okay, and now I'm also going to put some more of that champagne. I'm going to put a few drops, like 2 or 3. That's good enough. Okay, and then let me see what color I should use. I'm going to go ahead and use the Melon Mambo here. No, you know what? I've already used the Melon Mambo. Let's use the Daffodil Delight. I'm going to do some sprinkles of Daffodil Delight right on top. Okay. And now I'm going to take a popsicle stick or one of these stirrer sticks. Just get this from the craft store. And I'm going to mix this up. And you're not going to see the sparkle anymore when you mix it up, but it's there. And you'll be able to see it when you stamp down. So I've got a nice bright yellow color here. And basically, I'm turning this ink into a pigment ink. And you can do this with any of your dye inks. You could even do this with your refills. Just add a little bit of that white pigment, and you can turn your stamps, your inks into pigment inks, doing it this way. And then I am going to use a baby wipe to make, the ink pad. But like I say, I want to make sure that it's mixed up really, really good. And because you've got this pigment ink, it hangs out, wet for a little bit, and you're able to like put maybe some clear embossing powder on it. So that's kind of fun. All right, now I'm going to kind of push this a little toward the middle. I want to get most of the ink here. I don't want any blank spots. All right, now we're going to use a baby wipe again. Let me grab the baby wipe. I got ink on this baby wipe, but that's okay. And I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it. And I'm going to fold it. Maybe I should fold it this way. No, this way's fine. Nope, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to fold it in threes after I fold it in half. There we go. In fact, I can actually fold that in half again, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to pick this up, and because it's just one color, I can go ahead and swipe it like that. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in there, but it's there. Let me bring this back here. I'm going to get another paper towel just to have it right there. I'm not spraying anything, but you could spray it if you want to. Now I am going to be using this this little flower from the Tropical Chic again, and I'm going to just tap it in my new stamp pad that I've made. And now I'm going to bring out my black cardstock. This is basic black cardstock. It didn't come out as dark as I wanted it to, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp it again. There it goes. I don't know if you can see that. Now it's a little bit darker. And the more white pigment ink you put in it, the lighter it's going to get. So here's what I'm going to do to make it darker. Let me put this aside here. I'm going to add a little bit more pigment ink. And a little bit more of that Daffodil Delight. Okay, and just maybe a couple more drops of this champagne. Okay, like I said, this is the first time I've used the Daffodil Delight in this, and we'll stir it up again. And I'm going to pick this up again with the same one because it's the same color. I just have a little bit more of the white pigment in there, and I think after I think I had to do this 2 times last time too, even with the Bermuda Bay color. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick that up. Now I have, ooh, look, a little strip of I don't know, I guess it must have been the Melon Mambo is in there. Okay, now, oh, let me bring this back in here. Kind of makes it a little stiffer. Now when I stamp it, I've got a little bit more of that white pigment in there to make it show up. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Something nice and bold that shows up against the black. So you may have to use a little bit more white. When you try it the first time, if it's not dark enough, definitely go for some more white pigment ink. See? I'm not doing a very good job, but when you try this, you're going to do a good job on it. Like I said, I didn't do a project with this, but My wheels are turning, and I think I could probably do a whole bunch of stuff with this. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? Now, with the leaves that I stamped, all you have to do is just take the outline from that, I think it's called the Colorful Seasons. And what I used is, I just used some soft suede, and I used the outline, and then I tried to line this up the best I can. My head will probably get in the way, but here, let me line this up. Probably not perfect. You line it up to get the veins in there and the outline, and then you take it through your Big Shot machine or your die cutting machine, and then you'll have some multicolor leaves for your fall decorations and your fall cards and anything you want to, you know, make really colorful. Isn't that pretty? I mean, I just really love this technique that I've come up with, and I'm pretty sure others have probably come up with this too, because, you know, great minds think alike, right? So once again, I am Jeanette with Geomazing Paper Crafts. I hope that you try this technique. I hope I've taught you something. And if you want to see any more videos from me, please like my video and subscribe to me, and make sure you click the notification bell. If you need any of the tools and supplies that I used in this video, please go to my website at www.geomazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net, and I'd be happy to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. Did I just say that? Well, once again, I'm Jeanette with Geomazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.